we're talking about holding your employees accountable. I've very rarely heard of a dealership, and damn sure not an internet director, have a contract. So what Durant says, he's got, Mr. Mike talks about non-negotiables. They're like it's the commandment, so it's like you will do these. So how many non-negotiables would you say is on your?
Exactly, it's 13.
It's 13?
13.
Okay, there's 13 what they call non-negotiables, and what I heard you say, I just want to make sure I understand correctly, is that one of them might be come in on time. Another one might be you need to make 120 phone calls. Another one is to have a positive attitude and respect your peers. Can you give me a couple other ones again?
Another one that you're not allowed to do, a coordinator can't assign a lead to a salesperson. That one's immediate termination because of our process that we have in line. Another one would be, let's see, they're required to, they're required really to make a minimum of 3 appointments each day, but I don't have a consequence in line for that. So, it's kind of a little bit different. Another thing would be, you can't talk about another coordinator behind their back or in the internet department or around me at any point in time, or it's immediate write-up. So I'm huge on, especially, and I'm not sexist in any kind of way, but when I'm in a room with like 5 or 6 women, it's easy for them to get distracted and start talking about and judging others that might be successful. And it'd be the same thing for men. If you put 6 men in a room
Absolutely.
and 2 of them walk out, that's one of the biggest things. So it's huge. I'm big on like a team atmosphere. And so that's another
awesome.
one.
So basically, these are things that obviously you or the dealership hold as extremely important. And instead of just hoping that your employees are just going to do what they're supposed to do, you have actually created a document. You called it a contract that says, here are the 13 non-negotiables to have employment at this organization. You need to do this, 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 and this. These are non-negotiables. But what's interesting about what Durant has done is that not only has he listed this contract, he has also clearly articulated the consequences if you do in fact violate these non-negotiables. Some of the infractions might be a verbal warning, a written warning, or as severe as automatic instant termination. Is that correct?
Right.
Thank you. Wow.
I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But then check this out. Wait a minute. Durant, didn't you also say that you've had your whole entire team there for over a year?
Yeah.
About a year, over a year? Okay. So think about that. Where a lot of dealerships have people coming and going, especially in the internet departments. And how is that you have a certain level of caliber of a director, and he has a certain way he does things, and in turn, he has created a certain type of atmosphere in that department where they actually adore him, and they love working for him, and obviously they stay working there. Yes, sir?
I have a comment.
Okay.
What he's done is, if we're around car people, they can master the gray area. The more gray area we give them, the more wiggle room they have, and he's eliminated the gray area.
Right.
They will perform, if we're brutally honest with ourselves, our employees perform at the level that we tolerate.
Yes.
And
very well
Exactly.
said. See, this is a good meeting here.
Sipping the Kool-Aid.
I'm drinking orange. Aren't you glad it's a banana? There we go. This is also something I want to state is that it is imperative that your coordinators do certain basic things. Okay? Now, Duran, I don't know if this is in your non-negotiables, but this is what drives me crazy, is that I tell them you have to know the 10 steps inside and out. But yet, 6 months later or a year later, I go into dealerships, they can sing, good evening, ask permission to speak, what's number 3? State purpose of the call, yeah, that's it. And that's how they got it, but they don't understand what the steps are, why the steps are there, how each step builds into the steps. They don't know that. So they could never do, Bob, what you were talking about, like internalize and kind of, customize the tracks because they don't understand them. It's just like ABC, they're singing the alphabet. So after a year, you don't know the damn steps, really? I went into this dealership. I'm on camera, so I'm not gonna mention names. I went to this dealership recently, and they've been on the program for a while. They're successful, but they could be even more successful, but they don't know the steps. They know the top 5 reasons why people are going online: price, availability, convenience, hey, car salesman, research, but they don't know the rebuttals. They have maybe 1 or 2 responses. That's why they choke. They don't know what to say when somebody says something. I mean, like these trainers that that have been in this game for a long time, like Verdi and Stuker and Cardone. I've read a lot of this stuff, and it's not that they are endangered species, but they specialize in just one way of doing business, and it's just different. But a lot of what they said was good stuff. But the only thing is that it's not the only stuff now. Now that is relevant, but there's also newer stuff too. But a lot of what I learned from them is still relevant today. Again, if you go into a job and you do the same thing every day, every day, every day, every day, if you make an outbound phone call, if you make 1,000 phone calls, let's do the math. 120 phone calls. Somebody got a calculator? Time check. Calculator, please.
5.5, 6.
Okay.
Go
Calculator.
ahead. I'm a calculator.
Okay, calculator. You got one? Okay. 120 phone calls times 23. Okay.
2760.
Okay, 2760 times 12.
33,120.
33,120. Okay, we just calculated that Andrea is approximately, one of your coordinators is making 33,000 phone calls in a year, okay? A dealer synergy coordinator should be making approximately 33,000 plus phone calls in a year, times 0.14. That's a 14% connection ratio. See how many people she's actually talked to.
4,636.
Okay, she's talked to 4,000 plus people. Don't you think that if you dial the phone 33,000 times and you actually got 4,000 people to talk to you, that you kind of got an idea what they're going to say?
Mm-hmm.
That's my point. So if you turn around and say, hey, did I catch you at a good time? Nope. Okay. Don't you have enough practice to figure out what is the best thing to say next? Or if you say to somebody, hey, quick question, have you ever purchased a vehicle online before? And they said, no. Okay, what were you looking to what were you looking to accomplish by going online? Don't you think you're gonna get all these things from them? Or when you try to, you have all that there. But for some reason, these coordinators don't ever bother doing that. They'd rather play checkers instead of playing chess. They don't turn around and think, okay, if I say this, they're gonna say that. That's being prepared. What if they say this? What if they say that? Because it's the what if, what if, what if. Create a what if book. Internet directors, you should have a what if book at the dealership. That's it. Because they say, oh, that's not going to work. Why not? Well, what if they say this? Good question. What if? Let's have a meeting. What if? What if they say they're not going to come in unless they get the absolute best price? Great. I love it. I'm going to eat that. Oh. Let's figure it out. This is what we say if they say, I'm not coming in. No, 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 unless I get the best price. Have an answer. Availability. Well, what happens? What happens? Okay, figure it out. Is there anything, I know this is a car dealership environment, but I mean, truthfully, that we've really never seen before that's not like alien or illegal or anything like that? Like, as far as like day-to-day phone calls, is there something that's really not kind of basic over the last 5-10 years doing phone sales at a car dealership? It's pretty routine. Hey, I want to buy a car. Or hey, do you want to buy a car? That's pretty much it, right? No, I'm joking a little bit, but that's what it is. Do you want to buy a car? Or hey, I want to buy a car. You know, it's either we could sell a car or we can't sell a car. There's no real middle, is there? Either we can roll it, a car, or we can't. The why and this and because and shoulda, couldas are all later, but that's it. We need to turn around and hold these people accountable. Stop. Now, again, what I want you guys to know, especially the dealers that have these big stores, you've got to